Either gonna. Good morning. This is March 12th, 2024. Board of Commissioners, Richland County. I'm Commissioner Darrell Banks with the committee. Cliff Meir, Tony Vero, Stacy Crawl is our clerk. Andrew Keller is our county administrator. We also have Kelly Christensen, HR here. Lori Benson from Director of the JFS. Is in the room with us, and is Al is online from the newsroom. So can I get a motion to go into executive session to discuss compensation?
So moved.
Second.
Of a public employee for Carl Hall.
Chair Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears. right?
You're live.
I think so.
Okay. Well, this is the Board of Richland County Commissioners. We are back in session. And after discussing with JFS, HR and Administrator, I will propose a motion. I'd ask a motion to approve adjustment to the pay grades for identified positions and approving the adoption compression pay grade at the JFS agency as recommended by the director.
So move.
Second.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Yes. Okay. Then, Al, you want to ask a question now, or we have another something else we're going to bring up?
Okay, yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. So I'd entertain a motion that people that are green line would get a 3% cost of living that we approve for everyone, 2% readjustment,
Progression,
Equity adjustment,
equity.
equity adjustment, and people that are red line just get the 3%.
3% plus the 2% equity adjustment, but in a lump sum.
Okay, and 3% plus the 2% equity and given it in, if they're still red line, if they are red line, they'll get that in a lump sum.
And that's retroactive to January 4th, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
Also need one for the director.
And
Commissioner Banks?
yes,
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Yes.
and the director get just the 3%.
So moved.
Second.
Is also retroactive to the first pay and
Commissioner Banks?
yes.
Commissioner Vero?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears? Okay, Al.
Yeah,
Well, first of all, what was the first one? Was that an adjustment to the wage scales?
yes, and certain positions.
Do you know approximately how many or?
I count 14. Nope. 17.
Okay, were those all administrative or?
Yeah, they're, Lori, you want to answer that?
They're all the non-bargaining administrative supervisory positions.
Okay, and I didn't quite understand what that adjustment was. Was there a percentage on there or?
Not sure I understand your question.
What was the motion that,
Well, the motion was just that, to adjust pay rates. I don't think there were any figures with that motion, were there?
no?
Al, to give you a little more background, our JFS director has been over the last, I'd say 4 months, taking a comprehensive look at the non-bargaining employees, administrative section of the agency, their wages, especially in relation to some of the collective bargaining agreement raises over the last several years. If you recall, the commissioners collaborated with Clemens Nelson, which is a public employment law firm that a lot of public employers use throughout the state to assist JFS in revisiting the assigned pay grades. And in doing that, they made a number of adjustments to the assigned pay grades for the positions. And Lori does have that information if you are interested in documentary form, if you're interested in looking at the actual changes, but it's position by position that you see changes. Some moved a pay grade, some may have moved more than one pay grade, but it depended on the duties of the position pursuant to the point factoring that was done.
Was this the first time Clements Nelson has looked at JFS?
No, this is actually this is an update. They looked at the JFS agency about 4 years ago. We have a very dynamic market right now, especially in social services. And that's what necessitated the review.
Oh. Okay, who do these 3% and 2% raises affect?
The supervision and administrative positions at JFS.
So that's in addition to the adjustments you made.
They were as a result of those adjustments. It was the countywide increase of 3% and then a 2% adjustment based on the pay grade adjustments.
The pay grade adjustments themselves, Al, did not affect their wages or their compensation. That just affected the range that position can be paid. So it's not in addition to.
Okay, so they were adjusted so you could accommodate the raises then, basically.
Not sure accommodation. The reason we did all this, Al, is that our union staff was catching up their supervisors to was being paid very similar. And someone in a supervisory position we felt should be making more money than the people they're supervising.
Okay, the other question I had, you mentioned redlining. What did that mean?
When somebody's paid out of above the scale says they should paid between A and B and they're above that, then they don't get a raise, but they do. They've been around long enough and earned that to be above that pay grade, then whatever they get above it, they get in a lump sum amount of money.
Okay,
Their wages do not go up.
okay. I think that's all I had unless somebody was going to add something.
I don't see anybody's mouth opening up. Okay. I guess go forth and
Thank you.
get all this accomplished and
Thank you for
Make
your
your people happy,
consideration.
Lori.
I appreciate their patience.
Thank you, Lori.
Now I would entertain a motion to go in executive session, union negotiation.
As A Spring, so moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Yes.
They're out there.
It is now 10:50. The board is out of executive commission, discussing, Day Springs, and we are, just no action to be taken. So now, can I get a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of request for proposal for medical services review and award for the jail and authorizing advertising for jail food service?
So in the executive session, you're only gonna be talking about the RFP for medical service.
Okay,
We can't award until we come out.
we won't do that, Carl.
We'll add the next one.
I'll make a motion. We're waiting for Cliff.
Al, you got anything, Al, from the last one?
No, not really. If you didn't do anything, there's really nothing to ask.
Got it. Make a motion.
Hey, I'm sharp
I
today.
moved.
I second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero.
Yes.
Hey, Cliff? Board of Richland County Commissioners, it's 11:06. We are back in session. And I would entertain a motion for us to contract with Southern Health Partners for our medical services.
So moved.
Second.
When's it effective?
April 1st.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
And then talk about the jail food.
Yes.
Right.
It's time for us to bid the food service. This is for the jail and for Community Alternative Center. And this contract is a 1-year contract with 3 one-year renewals. So if everything goes well, it could possibly be a 4-year license. I pulled some numbers off of this, and it looks like in 2023, CC spent around $87,000 with Trinity, who we are in contract with. And if this is correct, it looks like the jail spent roughly $458,928. So asking for the approval to go out for a proposal for the food service.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Hey, thank you very much. Hang on, there might be questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Al, you have any questions?
Yeah, what's the cost on the health thing?
For the medical, the SHP, Southern Health Partners, they came in at $700,590. And then do you want ACH's portion?
We're
Um,
awarding it.
Yeah, we're awarding it to SHP.
Okay, well, the motion was Southern Health Partners.
Yes,
Correct.
which is SHP.
Oh, SHP. Now, what were you
Yes.
saying about FHP?
SHP is Southern Health
Oh,
Partners. We
okay.
we just take it down to the easiest because long names are,
Okay, where are they from? Do you know?
they're from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And what kind of contract is this?
This
You
is
know,
this is for medical services for the inmates.
I mean, how long?
Oh, how long? I apologize. This is a 1-year contract. 3 one-year renewals.
Okay, what does this include? Does this include, some of the stuff that Chris, you wanted with the extra people, so that all the shifts are covered and
Yeah, this would be, we selected option 1, which is not our enhanced option. We will continue the current services that we currently have in the jail right now, which is 24/7 nursing, and then a site supervisor not included in that nursing.
okay,
It will not include a MAT program, which was part of the option 2, the enhanced option.
was it a matter of it being cost prohibitive to do that?
The cost was much higher, yes.
Outside of cost savings, is there anything you expect to get, beyond your current provider?
One thing would be that instead of the correction staff passing medication on the 6 holidays they get every year, the medical provider would come in, which means the nurses would come in twice a day to pass those medications to those inmates. Oh, and we have a locked-in
Renewal.
rate
For renewals.
for renewals. I'm sorry. Yep. Which was lower.
In other words, that rate that you just gave me is locked in for any renewal?
No,
There are locked in step increases. They can't exceed certain amounts, Al.
yes, and they gave us that. We did not set that.
Okay. I think that's all I have right now. Oh, the food service, when does it expire?
It expires May 28th, so the new contract will start May 29th.
Okay, when are proposals due for that?
We have proposals due April 9th.
Okay, who's doing the food service now?
Trinity Food Services.
That's right. And this is the one where you're using the inmates right now?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, are you going to be looking as part of your proposal to do it with company instead of inmates, or?
No, we're going to still use inmates.
Is that again,
I'm sorry. Yes, we will still be using inmates.
that, again, an anticipated matter of expense again?
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Yeah. I do want to add on the enhanced option for the medical. I am still going to be looking for grants and other resources to provide that MAP program. I do want to add that.
Now remind me, what is MAP again?
It's a medication assisted treatment program for alcohol and drugs and mental health.
Okay.
Carl there. Carl, you have any questions?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. So I know Chris and Sheriff Sheldon, when you guys came in January, you spoke about the need or the really strong desire to kind of go with option 2, which has these enhanced services. What would that have price have been if you had gone that route?
Well, I don't have the exact amount in front of me, but I know one provider would have been close to 1.1 million and the other provider would have been about 1.8 million. I guess I
Here.
Okay, so I have the exact price in front of me. One provider would be 1.179 million and the other would be 1.845
This
million.
was the enhanced for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misquoted. I'm sorry. The enhanced option, okay, so for one provider, it would be 1.8 million, just over 1.8 million, and the other one would be just over 1.1 million. With the enhanced
Yeah.
options.
Okay, was one of those 2 Southern Health Partners, or do they strictly offer the what you went with?
Yes, one of those two was Southern Health Partners.
Southern Health Partners was the lowest
Yes.
for the enhanced and well, for both options.
And if you could, what was that dollar amount again for the 1 year? 750, I think.
Oh,
$700,590.
That's Carl's monthly bonus.
Uh-huh. It's the only way I can afford gas to and from the courthouse, Mr. Vero. You keep running me around.
Because you have to pay the meters.
Exactly, the city of Mansfield. You talked about locked-in step increases that are gonna take place every year. What percentage are those?
4%.
And those are locked in, so 1-year renewals, anytime you guys renew, it's gonna be automatically 4%, or can they go beyond that?
It's actually locked in for year 2 and 3. And then year 4 would be negotiated.
And are there any other changes? Because I know you're switching now from Advanced Correctional Health Care to Southern Health Partners. Are there any other differences between these two providers that kind of stood out for you guys?
I have an answer for that as long as you won't quote me.
Well, it seems how it's a public meeting, probably not
So
the
the
best time to do
differences-
that.
Yeah, Carl, the differences would be that SHP, they don't provide the training like ACH does, and that's for training for officer staff. We will have to use a platform for that training, and we will take that on our own as far as the annual training, which was only about 16 hours total every year. Another thing is the officer wellness program that they don't offer. Those are the only two other things really that stood out.
And I think ACH had wanted to increase you 33%, which would have been, I think, somewhere around 800 and I don't know, add 222 to 673, whatever that is, 890 something. So at 700, 590, there is some savings here rather than additional expense, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. I think that's what I needed. Thank you very much.
All right. Welcome.
Put it in my folder.
See you guys later this afternoon about that.
Now Carl's gonna follow you around since you just said on the record, you need to talk to the sheriff.
Okay. We will move on to other. And can we certify the record of proceedings for March 7th?
Second,
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Can we certify or approve the requisitions?
So move.
Second.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Yes.
And the bid from, or the, approve the Coleman asphalt for 4 parking lots.
So moved.
Second.
And here the gentleman will ask what that is, and that's, $46,240. And it will be at, Jobs and County, Jobs and Family Service. And county out, the upper lot at the People's Building. Sheriff's spot, and the south parking lot. Mitchell County Courthouse, south parking lot.
So moved.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
And can we authorize Jefferson Township to participate in the county's centralized contracts and bringing them on our gasoline contract so they can buy gas at a discount.
Make that motion only because we like the mayor of Belleville better than the last one.
Second.
Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Mears?
Yes. Okay. And we approve. Have a contract with domestic court. And it's
Sheriff,
from the sheriff with domestic court.
or with child support?
It shows child support and domestic on the 4D contracts. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Yes.
And the last thing is, we have an eclipse coming up. And can we approve county building closures for April the 8th? Into my those, let me just read you the press release. Please be advised that the designated Richland County government buildings will be closed to the public on 8th, 24. This closure is made necessary due to the projected population influx to the county to witness the total solar eclipse. Richland County Emergency Management Agency and the community public safety partners forecasting impacts on traffic, communication, supplies, safety services. The following county buildings are designated for closure: County Administration Building, Longview Center, People's Building, Children's Support Enforcement Agency, Dog Warden and Adoption Center, Engineer Auto Title, Engineer Highway Garage, Job and Family Services, Park Building, Juvenile Justice Center, Wastewater Department. And if your bill is originally due wastewater on April the 10th, you'll be granted a little more time. It will be due on April the 12th.
Couple of things I want to mention about that before we go ahead with the motion is that the Board of Commissioners has contacted our directors and liaison contacts, and we've discussed the options, some of which were kind of a hybrid. Some thought they would work till noon and then close, but for the sake of consistency for taxpayers wondering where they can get services on that day and what hours they'd be open, we decided it would be more prudent just to close those buildings. And we also talked about the fact that the weather forecast closing in closer to April 8th looked like it was going to be fair weather. And would we cancel that closure? We decided not to do that because weather forecasts being what they are, it still may be incorrect because Friday, I didn't expect to do some outside activities past weekend. Turned out Saturday, it didn't rain for the afternoon, whereas my Google Nest told me it was going to rain 100% chance on Saturday, and I was out most of the afternoon. So you really can't, we don't plan to change this in spite of the weather forecast closing in. And one other thing I do want to point out that the fairgrounds, who have been offering campsites for 5th through the 8th, which is Friday through Monday at $500, has now reduced that rate to $250 because they don't have any takers yet. Either does the Ashland County Fairgrounds have anyone that's interested. So they have sold none either. I thought that was kind of interesting, but given all that information, I will make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yeah.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Chair Mears.
Yes.
Any questions? Carl, you start this time.
Okay, go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, is that, Daryl, what you read, is that going to be emailed out this morning as a press release as well, or?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what, I assume, and there I go again, were other elected officials, say the judges, et cetera, are they making different announcements, or are they in keeping with the decision that you guys are announcing today?
To the best of my knowledge, they're keeping with our announcement from today.
Okay, so that would mean the recorder's office, the auditor's office, the treasurer's office, common police court
Yes.
judges. Okay,
Yes.
Correct. Right.
okay. That's what I had. And what time open is normal hours on Tuesday, April 9th, assuming we all survive Armageddon?
Yes, regular hours.
Case, and I think as a side note here, I think some or all of us commissioners will be at the Emergency Operations Center.
You.
on the day of the eclipse. Me, just me, no, that's fine.
May liaison.
I plan to be there anyway, just to kind of keep our finger on the pulse and make sure it's in order.
I will handle the Phoenix Beer Garden that afternoon if the EMA needs anything from that location during the eclipse. And quite frankly, government usually keeps us in the dark, so it's nice that you guys are closed when it actually gets dark. So thank you.
Well, we had all those executive sessions.
Carl, you got any, or excuse me. Al, you got any questions?
Yeah, what was that figure on that asphalt? It was a little bit garbled.
46,000.
$46,240.
Okay, and what was that, that, 4D contract between CSEA and the courts?
That's their annual contract they have that where
It's so they can serve people under Title IV of the Social Security Act. I've looked into it and it's a very long-winded way of just performing the operations and functions of the county office with respect to certain individuals falling under the auspices of Title IV, Section D of the Social Security Act of 1978.
So basically, if somebody's in arrears, the court can serve process.
Amongst other services, and Janet can provide you a list of all the 40 functions they do if need be.
Contract weighs 2.2 pounds.
Is that a guess or do you actually weigh it?
That's a guess.
And that's federal, you know this, Al, but that's federal money that's earmarked for facilitating child support enforcement in Richland County. And we have three primary partners in that. It's our Child Support Enforcement Agency, it's Western Relations Court, and it's the county sheriff.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you.
Any other?
Is it possible to email the new contract between the sheriff's office and Southern Health Partners?
we don't have it yet.
Okay. Then I guess you can't email. Thank you.
Any other business? It is 11:28. We stand adjourned.